Hey guys, I'm Hunter with Nelson Insurance. I'm the principal agent at Nelson Insurance here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I'm gonna go over the limits on your guys' auto policy, some endorsements to keep out or keep an eye out for. Just make sure you guys know the language. We're gonna keep it real simple, real quick. That way, when you guys look at your auto insurance policy, you're not blind looking at the thing and you know exactly what you're looking at. So, um, right off the bat, the biggest thing is your liability limits. Most people look at these. I've asked just about everybody I sell to. Nobody knows what they mean. Most common, what you're going to see is the numbers 100,000 or 100, 300, 100. So you're going to look at a 100 slash 300 slash 100. What that means is it's per person in accident, per accident, and property damage. So it's in that order. So you have 100,000 per person in accident for liability. You get an accident, you hurt somebody, there's $100,000 to be paid out for that person in an accident if you were at fault. There's 300,000 per accident. So obviously if you got three people, 100,000 goes to you per person. That's the deal there. I think the most common one and one that I see that's often too low is property damage. 100,000 be paid out for property damage. You smoke a building, you hit a car in front of you, you hit a couple cars. Anything that's your fault, that's going to go into effect. That is not covering your car. That is where liability only or full coverage comes into play. I'll get into that in a second. If you state minimum limits, you only have 25,000 for property damage. I see a ton of people state minimum limits. 25,000 is not going to cover just about any car you hit. You hit a new truck, that's $70,000, $80,000. Boom, you have tens of thousands of dollars going to pocket just because you know your limits. Liability is actually very cheap. It's going from state minimum limits to even 250, 500. If you're a decent driver, it may be $100 a year, maybe 200. Obviously, it depends on your premium, but really, it's like a 5, maybe 10% change in your premium. It's very, very minor. Other things to look out for: medical payments. Make sure you have those. I've seen people not even have them in general. Keeping it quick. They cover the deductible for health insurance if liability is not coming to play for whatever reason, or if it's a very small, minor deal. It's a checkup to the hospital. Medical payments. It keeps the claim smaller. It keeps it easy for you guys. Typically, it's 5,000. Full coverage is comp and collision in your car. Collision is obviously an accident, and this is covering your car. Comp is theft, hail, fire, anything along those lines that is not an accident, damaging your guys' car. That is what full coverage consists of, and then some of the endorsements are going to be roadside assistance. You break down, they're going to reimburse you for the roadside, or they have somebody come pick you up. Basically, just AAA. Sometimes they'll have a towing service though. And then rental reimbursement, you smoke your car, it's totaled. They'll pay a certain amount per day for 30 days to get your new car rented out while your other one is being replaced. There is accidental death. You kill somebody, they give $10,000 for that person. Deductibles, I mean, obviously it's how much is withheld. If you get an accident, I typically see 1,000 or 500 for deductible, and top companies. That right there is basically all the endorsements, all the coverages. Discounts are going to be being married, you own a home, obviously having a good insurance score. Cars makes a huge difference. You have a Kia or a Hyundai, it's going to be tough to insure that thing. It's going to be expensive. New cars, you get full coverage, new cars, those are obviously big deals. Ways to get your premium down. Obviously, the own a home, be married. Older cars are going to make a huge difference. Stay out of accidents. Zip code's going to vary a lot. The only things that really you can control is if you got kids in the household, make sure they're good students. You can get the app where it tracks your driving. Be a good driver. It's typically like a policy period or 90 days. That can be a big discount. Those are discounts there. Companies I recommend, nobody's going to be able to touch Progressive for the next like 3 years here with the market. So Progressive is insane. Travis is really good with new cars. If you're a high net worth person, Midwest Family Mutual. If you're coming from no insurance, Dairyland's going to be the best option. But for the typical person, it's going to be Progressive, Travelers, people I've been beat by. Who beats me in rates? I've been beat by Western National before. It's a very, very rare case. But Progressive is our largest for sure. So I appreciate you guys' time. You watching this. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm here to educate you guys, help you with the policy, get that rate down, make insurance simple for you guys, and put the money back in your pocket. Thank you.